Hello everyone, this is Power X64 Plus, and I'm back again with part 2 of the Dell Vostoro thing. So, this is actually not the one from the last video, this is the for parts one. This is the one from the last video. So the for parts one finally came. Here's the bottom. This is the original here. If you remember, the screen has these spots on it, so we need to change out the screen. The CMOS battery is messed up, and I figured to just get a parts unit, take the screen from it, take the battery, put it in the one we're trying to repair. But it turns out, let me just take out the eBay one. It turns out that although the listing said it's not working, it does work. So if I plug this in, we can power it on, and it will boot into Windows. Of course, that's after I took the drive and RAM out of the original one and put it into the parts one. The only problem with this parts one is the trackpad. So I'll just demonstrate. It takes a little while, just like the original one. I'm guessing that's just how these are. Unless something went wrong with it. Okay, there it is. Oh, and this one has a Tyrion X64 instead of the Athlon X2. No idea if that's a better CPU, but yeah. As you can see, the screen is perfectly fine on this parts unit. Of course, the battery is not detected or whatever. There's our BIOS. Of course, the date is 2006 because the battery is bad. We're just going to exit. And you will see that this boots into Windows XP fine. This is using the drive from the original one, so I'm no longer going to take the screen or take anything from this. This one is the better one because, well, the DVD drive works, the screen works, even the speakers work. In the original one, the speakers are cooked completely, but on this they still work. And of course, I was able to just move the drive because it's the exact same laptop with a different CPU, and the drivers and everything work. It's fine. The only thing that I really need to do to this is change out the battery and the touchpad. So I'm just going to turn it off, and then we're going to start doing that. Okay, maybe everything isn't as nice as I thought it was. What is going on at the bottom of the screen? That suggests a GPU problem. Yeah, what? Okay, we'll look at that later. Some GPU thing probably. I did test it off camera and it runs YouTube and everything fine, so. Alright, let's start by checking the battery. So the keyboard is easy to remove, it's just okay. The CMOS battery socket in this one is fine. In the last one, that socket was all messed up. The camera's not focusing. There. So all I need to really do is replace this with a new battery. Let's hope I don't break it trying to take it out. No. What is the proper way to remove this stupid thing anyways? There. Please, I can't afford to ruin this. No. I ruined it. Well, that explains why the other one didn't work. Okay, well, that's great. Now we have the same problem with this that we had with the other one. But at least I have the piece of plastic that broke off. So maybe if I'm really careful, I could glue it back in. I have to go get another battery, so just one sec. Okay, I'm back with some glue and a new battery. Okay, here's our battery. That was a nightmare. Okay. That's gonna go in like that. And then I'm going to need to hold it in place. And while holding it in place, I need to glue this thing back on. This doesn't feel like it's getting anywhere. It's not bonding. Might have to take a different approach. Could just glue the battery in, which is getting more and more tempting. But that's not the best way to do it, but this doesn't work. And the plastic is getting glued to my tweezers instead. Okay. If I cut off a piece of this and then glue it over the top. I think this is actually going to work. And I have to hold it there for a while, but I think it will work. When it comes time to change that battery again, I'm going to be prying up glue and trying to break through super glue. So this thing better last a long time, because I don't want to do that. Hopefully that's enough. There. Problem solved. So when it comes time to change the battery, just pry this thing off the socket. Let's see if that actually works and the battery is detected. Oh great, the screen is doing that thing again. Either the GPU is failing or there's something wrong with the screen cable. I hope that it's the cable, because if the GPU is failing, that's really bad. And it still says the battery cannot be identified, so that was a great way to waste my time and a good battery. What is with this thing? Because if the battery is going to keep being bad, then this thing is not going to remember the date, then every time I try to use the browser, it's going to tell me that the date is wrong. Wait, maybe it was referring to the battery in the laptop, not the battery here. Let me just try something. Touchpad. You know what? We'll check this stuff later. I need to change the touchpad. So let's stop worrying about the clock battery and get to that part. This is not one of my favorite laptops to take apart because it has clips and stuff and they can break. I don't think I'm going to need to take out the RAM. I'm going to just take out as little as I have to take out. Here's our SSD transferred from the original one. Those two screws on the edge have broken standoffs. These two screws here don't have broken standoffs. So I don't really need to do any hacking with the screws in here like when I did with the other one because it had broken standoffs. I hope that I don't accidentally break any of the standoffs in the process of taking this apart. Just like how I broke the battery socket. If it broke, that would have been the end. Okay, it just hinges off. Okay, this is much dirtier than the other one. Look at that fan. We're gonna have to clean that. Other than that, we're fine in here too. So the speakers on this one haven't degraded like on the other one. As you heard, the XP startup sound, and the speakers on this are fine. Really, they're good enough for laptop speakers. When they're working properly, they're much better. Yeah, this fan is much dirtier than in the first machine. Oh my gosh, there's like a full-on ball of dust in there. The first machine had some mild dust issues, but this is like, this is so bad that I think I'm just gonna swap the fans too, so I don't have to deal with this. Yep, so trackpad isn't on this, so let me put this away. This is where the trackpad is, and it's better be removable. If it's not removable, then my whole plan is foiled. Actually, the problem with this trackpad is that the right click doesn't work. The left click does, but the right click doesn't work, so yeah, that's not good. Okay, there you go. There it is. Can just replace that. Now I get to do it all over again, so I can take the trackpad out of this one. Let's get started. And I'll probably test the screen from this one on it to see if this screen does the same thing when on that other board. Then I'm going to assume that something is wrong with the GPU. Okay, so I've taken apart the other laptop. Here's the cover, and here is the trackpad. So let me just take that off and transfer it to the other one. There. Okay, so it looks like this is just yeah, it's connected by a ribbon cable, the buttons. Alright, so that's our new one. Where's the old one? Where did I put the old one? Here it is. Here's the old one. So now, it just clicks into place, goes in much easier than it comes out, and put in the 4 screws. And there's a lot of dust in this one, unfortunately. I mean, it's expected, but the really problematic dust was the one that was in the fan area, which I'm still kind of getting at. Yeah, this thing must have ran really hot, and it must have also been used for an incredibly long time. Even trying to get under the sink for the board, the heat sink for the power, the processor. I don't want to have to dismantle this whole thing, so I'm just taking my toothbrush and... Okay, dust free now. So that leaves us with putting it back together. Okay, it looks fine so far. I know you can't see it, but I'll just tell you what's going on. Uh-huh. Looks fine. Okay, so that means what I'm gonna have to do is figure out how on earth to take this screen apart and then transfer the cable. Okay, that's gonna be fun. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm being sarcastic. That's not gonna be fun. How do you take this apart? It's probably a bunch of clips and it's probably all brittle and delicate. Okay, let me see if I can figure this out without having to go to some guide. So there's these rubber things all over the screen. I wouldn't be shocked if there's screws hidden under those. Although I'd hate to peel them off. Hopefully they can just go back on. Yep, exactly. Screws are hidden under these. And they don't exactly come off in a way where I could put them back on. They're so degraded that they just break off. This is not worth, because then that means now when I put it back together, these are going to be visible, and that's going to drive me crazy. So, no. I would rather have half of my screen constantly be distorted than deal with that. Okay, well, actually, no. All I'm gonna do is hope that it doesn't come back. Because when I first started it, those artifacts were not visible. Okay. Let's see if the screen still looks messed up or if maybe it just needed to be reseated. No, please don't be like this. No, please. No. Why? Why is this happening to me? Still there. Come on, it was working this morning. Oh, look at that. I saw it come and go. What's causing this? Please, no. Okay, this is very bad. This just set us back really far. Because if the screen is acting like this, what am I supposed to do? Because the other screen has those terrible spots in it, and now this screen is doing this, so that leaves us with really no options. It might be a problem with the panel itself. I would hope not. It's not the GPU, so that's good. So really now I've ended up with two bad screens. It's not going away. This white thing is just on this screen and doesn't come off no matter what I do. I tug the cable. Seriously? What am I supposed to do about this? There isn't anything I can do about this. Look at that. This was not here before. Why is it here now? Doesn't go away no matter where I apply pressure, so that suggests it's more than just a cable problem. Because if it was a cable problem, flexing and twisting the cable would have done something. But it's not doing anything, so... Okay. Yeah, that's not going away. Okay. Here's our LCD panel. this is the cable that I suspect is the problem. If it's not this, then that's gonna be really bad. Really, really, really bad. I really hope that this has nothing to do with the LCD panel itself and more to do with the cable. I need to get another battery for my camera because it's gonna die pretty soon. Do not touch white tape. This is a Samsung panel. Is this a different panel? It's a different panel apparently, but I think the interface should be the exact same. If it's not, then words can't express how disappointed I would be. Yep, the cable seems to fit fine, so guess that's not a problem. I'm not even gonna put the bezel or anything back on. Not until we know how this thing behaves. Well, let's see what happens. Oh, what a relief. It's fine. It was just the cable. The screen looks fine now. Oh, you have no idea how relieved I am. I thought that this whole project was messed up. And look at how thin the bezels are. If the laptop actually had bezels that thin, that would be pretty cool. Anyways, it's fine. The screen is fine. It was the cable. So now I know that. So let's turn this thing back off and put it back together. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. This can't be real. I thought I fixed it. It looks like this is more a problem with the screen itself, and perhaps taking off all the bezels somehow temporarily fixed it. Well, if we ignore that, our trackpad works fine. I can right click and do things. We can make a new folder. And the speakers still sound okay based on that startup sound. I would check if it remembered the date, but I kind of can't because the part of the screen that would show the date is messed up. Okay. It just does different variants of the same glitch. Ugh. There, it's gone. Okay. Okay, I'll take that. Looks like there's something on this that has a short, and whenever I hit it, it causes the problem to do different things. That still stinks, but at least I can do that and hope that it goes away. And now I can actually see the clock. 1:42 a.m. Please don't tell me that says 2006, because it would be very wrong, and it would mean that the battery doesn't work. Oh, it remembered the date. Okay, that's solved, at least. The screen thing certainly stinks, but at least most likely it's this. Most likely it's somewhere around here. Somewhere around here, because when I hit this part like that, it goes away. Could I swap this board? I could. If I take the screen apart, I could replace the board that's on this with the board that's on this. I mean, I would hate to have to take this whole thing apart again and also undo the things I just glued back on, but what choice do I have? Yeah, most likely that's the problem. Okay, so after doing all that again, here's the screen that's half white. Here's the, I think that's the inverter board. I kind of don't care. What I do care about is the fact that when I tap it, it seems to cause the problem to change. So I'm going to hope that this is what's wrong. Then we're going to do another test. Okay, let's see if we can take the board off of this one and put it onto the other one. That looks like it should be possible. I mean, they're almost identical. Okay, so how is this held in? Forget this. Who says it needs to be screwed down? It's gonna sit in there loosely. I don't care anymore. This is driving me crazy. No one said it has to be screwed in. Forget screwing it in. There. The wires will hold it in, and they'll hold it in just fine. Now let's see what happens when I put this on the computer. Oh, you're kidding me. Did I break the screen? And not only did I break the screen, but the problem is that's it then. We're done. There's not much more I can do. We're done. I guess I have to use the other screen with the black splotches on it. Wow. You've gotta be kidding me. I should have been more careful. That means we can dismantle this and just revert everything back to how it was before I did anything. But at least we got a working CMOS battery. That's pretty much all I got. I did not get a working screen. Oh wow. Well, this is no good. I mean, even if I didn't break it, it was still doing that thing with the half of the screen being gone. You know what would have been really bad if I had decided after that I was gonna just rough handle this and potentially ruin this, and that would leave me completely optionless. This time we have the Turion 64 instead of the Athlon 64. We got our terrible splotches on the screen. The black levels look incredibly bad on the camera, but it depends on the angle you look at the screen. Oh, great. That's no help. There. That light needs to be on. Okay. Our right click and our left click both work respectively. And the date is correct, except for the time, which I'm going to deal with. It's actually 7:37 right now, so the time is accurate and the battery is fixed. So I guess that's it. And it does hold together pretty well. Let's fire up a game. There we are, Need for Speed Underground. That's great. This is actually really smooth at whatever resolution it's running at. Oh. Once I get this a battery, it'll be ready to use for mobile gaming. Alright, I could easily play this all day, so I'm just going to Alt F4. Let's go to my website and play a video. Okay, can you scroll with this? Like, is there some way to scroll with this thing? No? Okay. Can turn back on the sound.
Okay, fine. Truth it is. Sometimes when you aren't looking and we're together, I use your clothing as a tissue. Okay, that's enough.
Sounds pretty good. And plays this is with the same 3 gigabytes of RAM that we had as before. Only difference is that processor. Let's see if I can remember where I put it. Let's see the details of the where did I put it? Might be in documents. Oops. Cancel. Finish. I'm just going to close the browser, get that out the background. Close all these Explorer things. Okay, so our processor is a AMD Turion 64X2 TL60, and we are still using the Radeon Express. We're still using the Radeon Express 200 as our GPU. So yeah, of course it shows our memory, the Samsung memory, and then there's the unknown one, which is just some no name, 2 gigs DDR2. Yeah, BIOS date 2007. Should probably update that at some point. So yeah, there it is. Only difference seems to be the CPU. So I guess that's it for the Vostoro 1000. It works. One last thing I'm going to do is put a disk in it and see if it will read a disk without any problem. Okay, we're going to test it with this Microsoft licensing disk. Don't know what that is, but Windows Server 2003. Is that what's on that disk? I don't know. Yep, that works. Welcome to Microsoft Windows Server 2003. Check system compatibility. Check my system automatically. So clearly the DVD drive works. So I think we're done here. Everything is good except the screen and the battery. So Windows setup does not support upgrading from XP Professional. Oh. I wonder what happens if I click this. It's probably just going to go to some site that doesn't exist anymore. If Internet Explorer can still do that. Connecting. Okay, while that's doing its thing, I'm going to eject the DVD. Oh, Internet Explorer cannot display the web page. Who would have guessed? I think this is Internet Explorer 11 or something. Let me see. Yeah, Internet Explorer 8. That shows our system information. 2.3 gigabytes of available memory, plenty for XP. This system is pretty snappy, so even on the web it seems to be pretty snappy. Alright, let me go to this site. Oh, Internet Explorer. Okay. I mean, it goes on the Microsoft's website fine. Look at that, we're watching part 1 and part 2. And that loaded up faster than I expected. Yeah, it's playing at like 144p, but who cares? That's fine. Okay, no, it's not fine, but Dell Vostoro 1000. Yep, that's me. Let's see if we can increase it to like 720p. Ooh, it's a little choppy, but it's chugging. The screen has some black splotches on it. Yeah, it's playing. Can we full screen it? It's definitely not great, but let's try changing to 360p instead. Should handle that fine. It's very weird to see this laptop and the desk on this laptop and the desk. It's weird. Anyways, it works. It's not great. I wish this had 2 function keys. 1 gigabyte of RAM. Yeah, if this was the only way you could watch YouTube, it would do. It's not great, but I mean, it's there. It's very laggy though. I think theater mode would work better. Okay, not really. Well, let me close this tab. Yeah. So I guess that's it for today's video. And I'll see you in the next one. Probably not going to do any more parts about this laptop unless people ask for it.